Hey, Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline and fans. You're with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, fans, we're going to be talking about the New 52's Future End issue number 5. Now here we have on the cover we have Firestorm, and it looks like you have Jason being released from the Firestorm Matrix. Now, does that stay true in this particular issue of this series? Yes, we will find out, because he's been stuck in that Matrix a damn long time, and he's been whining and crying like a little baby to get out. And I don't blame the kid. When you're stuck in a cell or some kind of prison, you want out before you go insane. This particular issue, I think, is done by Brian Arcerello. The writing takes turns with Keith Giffen and Dan Jerkins. Art is done by Jeff Lemire and Jesus Moreno and Dan Green. The artwork in this issue, it's been consistent throughout the series. I can't say that it's been bad. It's not my, I guess, favorite artwork in the world, but it's had its inconsistencies. Mr. Terrific just looks like some overglorified rapper or movie star. And in this series, you know, he's all about the technology. He's like Bill Gates, or Jobs, you know, from iPhone and things like that. So he's kind of like that, and he is the the person in charge of all this great technology that's coming out in this world called Terrific Tech. And the issue opens up basically as this new device is being released. It's this 1 o'clock release or whatever it is. It's like the newest device, the newest iPhone, and everyone is gathering up and like it's like Times Square getting ready to see it. You know, it's like the future is now, the future is you, and you know, we get to see Mr. Terrific go out into the world and broadcast himself. And he's like a god now because he's broadcasting amongst the world. And he introduces this thing called the U-Sphere. And we can see that eventually probably this technology is going to backfire, because this thing follows you wherever you go. It's like another brain. It's like you're backing up your brain. So, and we can see that Mr. Terrific has these spheres as he's walking around. So now he's making it accessible for everybody. So now this part of the story, I found that this was interesting. And as I go through this book, I'll kind of express to you my frustration with Future's End. And I finally get it. And that part of the story ends. And now you go on to the story where it has to do with the grifter and what has happened to him. And he has to go now on this specific mission. And he pretty much doesn't have a choice. Otherwise, he's going to stay paralyzed. You know, so he's really given this ultimatum, you know, stay paralyzed or go on a particular mission. Next, you get to see Fury here. And she's doing battle with Omak, which is not really Omak, but I thought he was going to be in the series. I'm like, truly, this series is a bunch of no-namers just being slapped together to go on this crazy mission, because already you have like the Grifter and Amethyst and Firestorm, and there's Stormwatch in here, and you got all these like B-lister heroes that are being thrown into this book to you know, do this crazy mission. Then finally you get back to Firestorm in this issue, and you finally see the release of, or the separation between Ronnie and Jason. And again, there's, you know, the crying and the whininess and the argument and the disagreement between the two about what's right and what's wrong, and they pretty much separate throughout the issue, saying, I don't want to be Firestorm anymore. Now, when I thought this part of the issue started getting good was when Jason goes and he sees his professor, this doctor that he's been working with, and this specific professor talks about this technology that, you know, the Justice League uses, that they don't share the technology to make the Earth a better place. But then Jason explains, well, it could be put in the wrong hands and be used for evil just as much. And this professor says that this can put Mr. Terrific's U-Sphere to shame. And then this part ends. So then next you get thrown into another part of the story with Constantine, and he has to investigate all these markings here on the part of the Earth. So my frustration with this series is that I feel that we're just getting too much story with too many different characters in here. You get thrown into about 4 different characters going involved in this story, and I feel that this interrupts the flow of the book. I don't feel like it's a really good continuous story. You're getting a whole bunch of different subplots within the main story, and I thought, Batman Beyond would be the heavy focal point in here, and he's only been the major focal point really in issue 0 and part of issue 1, and it's really about all these other characters, but it's not heavily focused on them. It's focused on a whole bunch of people, and they're throwing a whole lot of story. I would love to see separate issues with these particular characters, or 1 or 2 of these particular characters split up between the issue, not 4 or 5 of them. I would have loved to see more Terrifictech. I would have seen more of this other technology that's being introduced by this professor. I would have loved to see more about this mission that's up hand. But I just don't like seeing all of it together in one. I just feel like they're cramming it together in in a series that is spread between, I don't know, 40-something issues or something like that. And it's kind of frustrating. It's like I want them to focus on one thing. I think that the flow of the story would go better that way. It's not a horrible story in any shapes or means, but it's frustrating to read this because there's too much going on, and I feel like this can overwhelm readers and you forget what's going on in past issues. So that's my gripe about it. It's not a horrible book. It's not a horrible series. It's just frustrating. So with that being said, I'm going to give this particular issue a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So guys, tell me in your comments below what you thought of this issue. Do you feel the same frustration with this? And guys, don't forget to check out comicfrontline.com for all kinds of news articles, a whole bunch of press releases, and things that we do on there as well. Don't forget to check out our sister station, comicrelated.com. You'll see all kinds of podcasts, more reviews from the crew. And don't forget to check out my channel as well, Comic Book Corner 2.0, and you'll see all my other reviews on there also. So guys, until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. And fans, thanks for watching. See you real soon, everyone. Bye.